The Carolina Panthers, this is an NFL team that I don't follow, and I certainly don't intend to follow now. They've got a cheerleading squad, just like all football teams do. So they got this cheerleading squad. Frankly, it's my favorite part of football games. Not anymore, because the Carolina Panthers cheerleading squad will now feature a man dressed as a woman doing all the cheers. The man goes by Justine Simone Lindsay. Something tells me that's not his real name, but that's what he goes by now. And he announced on Instagram that he is now going to join the Panthers Top Cats. And this was confirmed by the cheerleading director, Chandelier Lanouette, to BuzzFeed. Obviously wrong, obviously gross, obviously no normal person wants to see this. So why is it happening? The reason it's happening is not just because this guy has some sexual disorders. The reason it's happening is not just because our society has lost its mind on this fad right now, this fashionable ideology that says that men can secretly be women, which is going to fall out of fashion at some point, but right now it's really, really hot. There's a deeper reason that this is happening. It's actually even beyond the weird sexual confusion and sexual ideologies. The deeper reason this is happening is because of selfishness, because increasingly, the only people that we ever consider in our entire public life is ourselves. Me, 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 me. The question you've got to ask yourself, when in a sane society, in a sane football team, in a sane cheerleading squad, when someone applies to be a cheerleader, the first question you got to ask yourself is, how will this help the cheerleading squad? Not how will this help the individual who's applying. It's not about them. It's about the team. At first, it's about the squad. And then when you're talking about cheerleading, it's not even just about the cheerleading team. It's about the football team. The question you got to ask yourself is, what is cheerleading for? What's it for? Is cheerleading for making sexually confused men feel temporarily better about themselves? Maybe, if it even does that. Or is cheerleading for cheering on the team, cheering on the football team in this case? What is it for? This actually really began even before the gender ideology took off, because in the way olden days, you had cheerleaders, and the cheerleaders would show up to the football games and throw the pom-poms in the air and say, wah, rah, go team. Then, sometime within the last few decades, cheerleading became its own sport. So you would have, friends of mine would do this, cheerleader friends of mine would do this. They'd go to cheerleading competitions. But a cheerleading competition doesn't make any sense, because the purpose of cheerleading is to cheer on the team. If you take the team out of it and you've just got the cheerleaders, cheerleading becomes something entirely different. Now, some people say, well, cheerleading is very difficult. Yeah, it certainly can be. Cheerleading is kind of like gymnastics. Yeah, it is. If you want to do that, join the gymnastics team. But it doesn't make any sense to make cheerleading just about itself. Cheerleading is intrinsically something about other people. But we don't make sense of that anymore. We don't understand anymore that something can be beyond ourselves, that the point of something can be beyond our own desires and pleasure, that actually we have to think of other people and other people's views and society and the objective reality. And it goes all the way from the craziest example, which is these dudes who are pretending to be chicks, all the way down to the totally ordinary facets of life, which used to be about the common good, which used to be about serving your family and your community and your God, and now in virtually every aspect of life have been turned on ourselves. And a man wrapped up in himself makes a very small package indeed, especially when he's wearing a cheerleading uniform. Did you like that clip? I'm glad you did. Ring, ding, like, slam, smash, whatever you got to do. Subscribe. Get the notifications to the Michael Knowles Show. Also, head on over Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you get your audio podcasts. Subscribe over there. Go to dailywire.com, subscribe. Just subscribe everywhere. And leave a 5-star review wherever you can. We'll see you next time.